Welcome to Crafty Little Beach. This is Julie. Today I have a Dollar Tree DIY for you.
Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use two of these little easels from the Dollar Tree. I used to have a hard time finding these at the Dollar Tree, but I've been finding them a lot more frequently. And I wanted to put the two of these together to make a little porch swing decoration for spring. Now, honestly, you could probably use this for summer or anything, but we're going to build it for spring and decorate it for spring, but I'm going to leave it where I can, switch it up for different seasons if I want to. So it has like the easel thing. If you pull it around the backwards, it's gonna leave like the little shelf for the easel is still gonna be there, which I kind of want to leave in place because it's gonna provide some structure for the frame. Now I thought about just putting like one on top of the other, the little legs, if you know what I mean. Now, when I kind of put that together like that, the only problem is since one is then higher than the other, it's going to be kind of at an angle. As you can see, it kind of slopes down if I do it that way. So I'm only going to use one of the legs to connect the two pieces together and just remove the other piece, which we end up using for this DIY anyway. So I'm just going to take the little wing nut off and remove the screw. And then we can just take that existing leg from the other easel and bring it through to screw it in. But first, I kind of need to drill a hole in it so that I can put a screw through there. So I'm just going to put like a wood block here underneath and use my drill to drill a hole in there. That way it'll be easier to screw that in and I won't have to worry about splitting the wood or anything like that. So just a matter of lining it back up. I'm going to do it like this, where the two little ledges for the easel, like little shelves, are pointing inwards, but it doesn't really matter. I do end up using those when I decorate the little porch swing. This turned out so cute. I think you guys are really going to love it. And I saw somebody make one similar to this, I think, using the easels. I saw a picture, I think, last year. And I've been wanting to make one ever since. I can't remember where I saw it. I think I saw maybe a picture on Facebook or something like that. But I'm so glad I finally did. So I put the screw in there and the wing nut, tightening both sides, and we have the perfect structure for a porch swing. It looks just like the structure of a porch swing. I thought about staining it or painting it, but I kind of like it like the raw wood look like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that, but you can always do yours however you would like. Now I'm going to use these little wood pallets, coasters from the Dollar Tree to make the porch swing. I thought they looked great because they have like the slats on there. They're about the right size. So we're going to need a total of four. Now, if you like put them together in an L shape, you can just leave it like that, but I thought I wanted the seat part of my swing to be a little bit shorter to kind of make it look more like a bench. And so I'm just going to cut it off right about there with my saw. But again, if you wanted to use it intact or you didn't have access to a saw, you totally could do that. But that's how much I cut off each one just to make the seat part shorter. And then I'm going to sit it like that, sitting it on top of the back. I thought about using the extra pieces for the sides of the swing, but they were a little too big, so I decided to use that extra piece from the easels is going to work way better. So it is time to put our little porch swing together, and I'm going to leave this raw wood too, so it'll go with the porch swing that we've created so far, and it really reminds me of a porch swing, but it would be really cute if you wanted to stain it as well. So I just use hot glue, and I glue the two pieces of the back together, and then that's what it looks like. I'm going to leave the slatted part up top. And then I was trying to decide if I wanted the bench to be on there like that or if I wanted it to have like a more finished edge. I'm going to go ahead and glue those two together as well, just with hot glue. And this is where I was trying to decide how I wanted it to put together. I decided I kind of liked it like that better with the longer piece of wood on the outside, kind of how the back of the bench is. So it's kind of technically upside down right now. So I'm going to glue all of those posts to it. Try to keep it square, like a 90-degree angle. And we have like the body of our porch swing. Wasn't that easy? Now it's just a matter of putting the arms on. So this is what we're at right now. And I'm going to use that extra piece that we had from the top of, or from the easel that we didn't need. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut that down into 4 pieces to make little sides for the side of our porch swing. I love building miniature stuff like that. I think it's so much fun. I did like a popsicle stick and Dollar Tree wood picnic table last year for one of my tier trays. So fun. And so I cut off a piece just as long as the seat, like that. And then I'll need to cut another piece down for the bottom. So I cut a total of 4 pieces out of that little thing. I decided I better not just eyeball it. And I took that to my cell, and we have 4 pieces now. If you didn't want to use that, you could always use those little like craft squares like that, or the little Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree would work great. Just sanding those down, and now it's time to put these together. So I have the taller part, if you can't tell, the taller part, the full piece is on the back, making like a high bench seat. And the shorter part that I cut down is the bottom of the swing. So I just attached the 2 smaller pieces with hot glue on the corners. And then we can attach the larger pieces on top. I've been having so much fun with these spring DIYs. They're really, really fun. And I hope you guys have enjoyed them. Today, these are really, really, really cute ones. My family really got a kick out of them. So I just glued that to the back and to the top of that little piece we already glued down. As you can see, just a simple L shape. Looks like the side of a porch swing. Porch swings remind me of when I was a kid. We always lived in a small town with a front porch. We always had a porch swing, and we'd sit out there for hours because, there was no internet. And so we got the other side attached, and it's looking pretty good. I don't think it really needs anything else. We just need to hang it on the porch swing structure. Now you could get really creative with this, especially if you're going to use outside. They have like the plant hanger chains. You could use that. I thought about that, but I didn't really have any. So I'm just going to use twine. I'm going to make mine super easy. That way I don't have to worry about like eye hooks or anything like that. I'm just going to simply tie it on because it's not going to be very heavy. And just take that twine and run it up over the top of the structure, and then just attach that to the back of the swing. And, for what I'm going to use this for, this is totally strong enough, and it kind of looks springy as well. It looks kind of like a rope. So I just hot glued that to the top of the back of the swing. You're not going to be able to really see it back there. And then trim that off. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just making sure that when I glue it on there that I get it nice and level so that the swing is going to sit right. And even though I didn't use chains or anything like that, you can still swing this. It's super functional and cute. So just gluing on this side. And this is the basic structure of the little porch swing. It's so cute. You could decorate this for spring or summer, really anything. This would look great outside on your porch as well. So cute. I'm just going to kind of burn off the fuzzies on the twine, just using a lighter. And now comes the fun part. We can decorate this. So we need somebody to lay on it, right? So I got one of these little laying down frogs from the Dollar Tree. Absolutely adorable. And he's the perfect size. Look, he is going to lay on our little porch swing for spring. Now I thought he needed a few spring pillows to kind of brighten it up. So I found this great like flower fabric at the Dollar Tree, and I thought we could make some very simple little like no-sew pillows. So I'm just going to cut out some fabric, and look at our little frog over there just swinging away. He's enjoying himself. And I'm just going to cut down. I have it kind of doubled up. I want to cut down 2 pillows, just about the right size for this little guy. At first I was going to do like a rectangle like that, but I decided it might be a little too big, so I do kind of cut them down more into squares. And this is going to be just a super easy pillow. I'm just going to hot glue down the sides, leaving one side open so that I can stuff it. And I always have like an old bed pillow. I always save our old bed pillows and stuff like that. So I always have like a source of polyfill for crafting. And so that is what I'm going to use to stuff it. But you could stuff it with really anything. They're so small. Now, this one I have to do 3 sides to glue down because the other one was kind of at a seam. I only had to do 2 sides because one side was still attached. Just leaving that one side open. It's just going to be big enough for me to get a little bit of stuffing in there and make some little spring pillows. This was so much fun. This is I did like kind of 2 like kind of small miniature scale projects today, and they were just so much fun to put together. So not much fluff fits in there, but I'm going to try to fill them up pretty good. If you have any, like if you're getting any little strings coming off there, you can just trim them up, of course, because it's not sewn or anything like that. It could look a little rough, but you can cut it up to make it pretty good, look pretty good. So we have our 2 little spring pillows, perfect for our little frog who's relaxing. And I thought those were really cute, but I thought, he needed much more spring decorations to kind of make this look like a spring DIY. So we're going to kind of decorate the whole little swing. Isn't he cute? I love him just sitting there without a care in the world. I want to be him. Can I be him? So I thought flower pots would be perfect. We have those little shelves on the sides, and they have these little teeny tiny flower pots for in the spring section at Dollar Tree. And then I also wanted to do a flower. So I thought it would be really pretty to take some like pink flowers from the Dollar Tree, some small ones there, and some of this green floral wire from the Dollar Tree, and just kind of string that along the top of the porch swing, kind of like, like a little arbor or something like that. Um, to make it look like it's all growing with flowers, but I'm just going to wire it on. So if I wanted to remove this later, if I wanted to change, the look of it for seasons or whatever, I can always easily remove it. So I just cut down all of the flowers off that little flower arrangement from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to start with the green floral wire. I was excited to find this at Dollar Tree because it's going to match in with the green stems. You're not going to be able to see it. And then I'm just going to kind of alternate kind of randomly which way I'm going to attach these to kind of make it look like it's cascading down the top of this. So just kind of cutting off a piece so I can kind of get it around there easily without interfering with anything, and trying to kind of avoid where I put the twine because I don't want to mess up the hanging of that little porch swing. And gonna go all the way across, trying to make sure that I don't mess him up. I kind of keep him straight in there. And that one little sprig of pink flowers was the perfect amount to go all the way across the top. Now, since I have those little ledges that we left at the bottom where the easel would hold up artwork or whatever, they even have little ledges on there. So I think they're perfect for those flower pots. And I got a package of 3 there, but I'm going to use a total of 4. I had one left over from one of my other spring DIY videos that I did last week. And so I have 2 big ones and 2 small ones. Now, you could leave them natural wood like that, but I wanted them to look nice and springy. And the color scheme that I've been using for all my spring DIYs is like this light turquoise color and like pink or salmon. So I mixed turquoise together with white to give me this beautiful light turquoise color. And I'm just going to simply paint the outside of all of these little flower pots. And you can get creative with this. You could do like different colors. These are just the perfect size. I used these on that tier tray that I did in my spring video. And then I used them on me, so I was out of them again. So I just picked more up because I think they're so cute. Because I think they would be really good like legs for like risers and stuff too. They're just so versatile. So cute. So we got all 4 painted that light turquoise color. I also painted the tops. You're not going to be able to see inside, so I think that's going to work. And now we just need to fill them with flowers. So I just picked like some arrangements from the Dollar Tree that have like little tiny flowers. I've been trying to use that a lot lately. I think they're really versatile. I have so many big Dollar Tree flowers. Sometimes it's fun to craft with these little tiny ones, and trying to keep in my color scheme too of like pinks. So I just start trimming off some of the flowers, but leaving some of the stem in there. I was thinking we can just glue them in. It's not going to require any foam or anything like that because these little flower pots are so tiny. So I did like the pink and yellow, the pink and the white, and just put a dot of hot glue in the bottom and then stick the little plastic stems down in that. And easy peasy, you have a little flower pot. So cute. I wanted to kind of alternate what kind of flowers were in each one. So I'm going to do the larger pot in the back. The smaller pot, I'm just going to fill with some white flowers and some of these light pink flowers in that pot. And then some of the pink and yellow ones on this one on the other side. And I'm not going to glue these pots to the side because, again, I want to be able to switch this out. But if you were going to use it outside, you would definitely want to glue or secure these down. But I'm just going to kind of sit these on the little shelves to decorate. And he is ready for spring. Check him out. Doesn't he look cute and relaxed for spring? And this is how he turned out. Our little frog relaxing in the little porch swing, ready for spring. I love him.